Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. So we
Mhm.
were at Martinsville this past weekend,
Okay.
and so were you.
Yes, I was
Do you
there.
want to, yeah, you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. The rain tires were a little bit unpredictable, and I think we fired off really well from that. So it was a good learning experience. And then going on to the slicks, just a lot more all-around grip. It was a lot of fun to kind of go up through the field and kind of get to know how those guys race.
Yeah, definitely a different experience. But you've had experience racing against some of them previously because I think you were at your young age have driven in what, 8, 9 different series, different cars.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
um we've had the opportunity to see you at Berlin, at Nashville. Unfortunately, that then led to not being able to do snowball. I was
Yeah.
kind of disappointed with that, but hope you're feeling well with that.
Hmm.
What what I don't know much about though is the Cars Tour and your history with that. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so last year I ran all but I think three Cars Tour Pro Late Model races. I won six of them, and I every race that I won in there, I think I led almost all the laps and got almost all the poles. So it was a pretty dominant year. And then I ran maybe four or five Cars Tour Late Model stock races and had good success there at Tri County and Hickory, and had some good runs in other places. And had a lot of fun and took those as learning experiences. And this weekend, I'm going to be doing the Cars Tour race at Hickory.
Which is awesome. So I have been reading that Hickory has a tendency to change from race to race. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, for sure. I think that the track this weekend will be super fast. Last time we were there, it was really hot and greasy and slow.
Mm,
So it'll be pretty different this weekend, and it'll be really close racing since there's a lot of grip, and you don't need too much mechanical grip out of the car. So it'll be a fun race.
excellent. And then it has become a very popular race, apparently. I believe there are 40 people, 40 cars entered for that race, which means a last chance qualifier, which is not something we see all that often.
Yes.
How do you approach that this weekend? And do you think that qualifying in is a must do?
Yeah, for sure. We've had really good success in qualifying there last year. I think we qualified second for the throwback race. So we've got really good speed there. Shouldn't have to worry about the last chance race, but if we do, I'm confident that we'll have a fast enough car to get out of it. I'm excited to see how that actually goes, and uh, who will be in it and who will be out of it, and see if it makes the quality of the field better.
Interesting. I'll be watching from home, so that'll be fun to watch. Um, there's also the chance for rain, and then as you said, cooler temperatures as well. So on Racing America last night, they said they will do anything they can to get the race in tomorrow, which means if they're there till 1 a.m., they're there till 1 a.m. So does that make a difference in how you approach the day as well, or no?
So if there is rain after practice, that'll wash away a lot of the rubber that was put down during practice, and we would set the car up for how the track currently is there, whether it takes on a lot of rubber, which I'm guessing it will since it's a little hot out. And if it doesn't take on rubber, then that would honestly be better since if when it would rain, it wouldn't wash much of the existing track off of what we were setting up for. But yeah, so the later it gets and the cooler it gets, the more grip the track will have. And honestly, probably the better the race will be because no one will be sliding around. It'll just be go, go, go.
Excellent. How hands-on are you with setting up the race car?
Um, Usually I just stick to driving it and telling them how the um, car handles and all that, and just all the information I can give them, the sensors, because they're really good at Hickory, and I know I need to give them all the information that I can, since they're not the ones driving the car. So need to give them everything that I can.
Excellent. Um, where else will we find you this year? What other opportunities do you have?
Yeah, so next week I'm racing Dover in the ARCA car. And then after that,
Yeah.
I'm going to Ace for the Car Sewer race. And then my next truck race will be Mid Ohio.
Oh, excellent.
Hmm.
So I said earlier that I had the opportunity to meet you at Berlin. Berlin is my home track.
Hmm.
Uh, Plans for coming up here again?
Yes, yep, I'll be doing the ARCA race there. So I'm excited for
Oh,
that one.
okay.
Hmm.
Not Money in the Bank or no at
Unfortunately,
Berlin.
no, I think we had some other conflicts.
Uh, all right. Well, I'll
Yep.
have to make the ARCA race then.
Awesome.
Uh, awesome. Do you have a couple more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I asked the drivers that I talked to a series of 12 different questions and love to hear the different answers that everyone
Okay.
gives.
Cool.
So, what advice do you have for new drivers?
I think take it fun at first. If you don't think it's fun at first, then it obviously will not be fun the higher up you get. So, got to make sure it's fun for you at first, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it as
Okay,
much as you can.
I'm going to deviate from my questions. So, what differences, since you said that, have you found from racing at the tracks such as Hickory and then racing at Martinsville? How different is the pressure and just the atmosphere?
I was talking with my crew chief before practice at Martinsville, and he said just to take it as another race car. And I did, and it worked out really well. I think we were 10th or 11th in practice there. So it didn't take me long to get up to speed. I think all the years in short track racing helped me in Martinsville. It's just something I'm used to.
Excellent. All right, so I'll go on to number two.
Yeah.
Do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions?
Um, no, I don't. I don't think I do. But if like I remember something that I did before a night I won, I mean, I'll do it because why not?
Right, I can get that. Um, so along the same lines, how do you mentally prepare for a race?
Yeah. I think just like 5 minutes before I get in the car, I just start thinking of the start scenarios, and then um, just trying to calm myself down because I do get a little anxious and want to get in the car right away and want to start racing and just try not to think about it. And that's another thing. You don't want to overthink it because then you just start thinking too much and then you'll be going through scenarios that aren't even possible. And then just a lot starts to happen. So you have to think about it, but you can't think about it too much.
Overthink.
Mhm.
Um, so kind of a weird question with all the different things you're doing, but what are then the goals for yourself? I'll say instead of yourself and the team, yourself for the year.
I think just this is another learning year. Even last year was a learning year. I think that if I can get the ARC East Championship, that'll be great. I'm in great equipment to do so, and um, I think every goal when I show up to the racetrack is to win whatever I'm in.
Um, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Um, Humble, stoic, and fun.
Stoic is interesting for your age.
Hmm.
I like that. Um, what makes you smile?
Um, Probably just any joke. Ones that don't make sense probably get me even more.
So you would probably appreciate the group chat I'm in with my kids who send me memes, and
Yes.
I'm like, I don't even get this, and they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's the point.
Yes.
Whatever. Um, so far, what has been your favorite achievement?
Um, I think winning the ARCA race at Five Flags is pretty cool because I've won there in the past. And that's just another car I added to my list that I've won there in. So I think that was pretty cool. And then I think just going back to supers, I think winning the doubleheader at Pensacola and the Pro and Super was a
Mm,
pretty cool night. So that was pretty awesome.
that is, yeah, they always have a very good competition there.
Yes.
So yeah. What do you do in your spare time?
Um, Actually, I've been taking up golf recently, so I'm trying to get better at that because that'll be important in the future. Um, so I think that's kind of the main thing I'm doing with my free time right now.
That's interesting, and that's a very good perspective. That's probably very true.
Hmm.
Um, Who do you look up to for advice in racing and or real life?
Yep. So in racing, when I was little and watching, not even racing yet, so probably like 6 or 7, I would look up to Jeff Gordon. He was my favorite driver of that time, and I remember going to Indy and watching him win the Brickyard. So I think that was pretty cool. And then I got to meet him a few times, so that made it even more special.
Nice. And did he live up to all of your expectations then?
Yes, for sure. He was really cool to meet, and he answered any question that I asked.
I've heard that about him. I have not heard anyone say they were disappointed to meet him, to
Hmm.
meet their idol. Um, okay, so after someone watches a race that you have competed in, what would you like them to think about you?
Um, I think usually what they say is like you race respectful, and just I mean that's usually what describes me the best is a respectful racer, um, and just handling everything very well.
And I do agree with that, with watching it the last year or two.
Thank you.
So this is one of my favorite questions. What is your favorite track food and where is that at?
Oh, well, everyone would probably say a Martinsville hot dog, but I tried one last week and I don't know. I don't really like it that much. It's very bright pink, so I think that kind of threw me
It
off.
is.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I usually bring my own food because track food isn't that great. I've got the nutritionist at the Toyota Performance Center, so they usually advise me to stay away from that. But if I had to choose, probably just like the classic cheeseburger at Hickory is pretty good.
Can't go wrong with a cheeseburger. I agree.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think is the biggest misconception about either drivers or racing?
That it's not a sport and you just sit there and turn left for 500 laps. It definitely is not that because you experience so many G forces and the heat, and you got to be super focused and have a lot of mental clarity. So there's a lot of things going on inside the car that people maybe watching from the outside cannot see.
So to go off of that, do you think the mental or the physical aspect is tougher?
Mental for sure, because you can easily lose your head in a race if you get bumped or something. Then you lose it over that, and then your whole race is over. You start overdriving your corners, you start getting on the gas too early. So you just gotta keep calm and just keep doing what you're doing, and try not to be bothered.
Do you rely on spotter or like crew chief to keep you grounded then that way if something is to happen?
Usually it's myself. I usually don't get too heated. Um, like even at Martinsville when that whole thing happened with me in the 42. Um, I
And I
didn't get
kind of
heated.
miss that.
Yes, I didn't get heated under green. I just let it all go under caution, and then I was ready to go for the next restart.
Good. That's good to hear.
Mhm.
Do you have any sponsors you'd like to mention?
Yeah, Starkey and Sound Gear and Toyota.
Excellent. And um, ooh, I'll be watching, like I said, but
Mhm.
should they not interview you afterwards, do you mind if we do a quick follow-up
Yeah,
this week? Okay, awesome. I'll reach out.
awesome.
Um, I really appreciate this. And like I said, I'll put this on my YouTube, tag
Okay,
you in it. And then also we have photographers for the podium finish at the track this weekend, which is why I decided to write an article. So
awesome.
when that comes out, I'll tag you in that as well.
Cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, good luck this weekend. And again, I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Okay.
All righty. Talk to you soon.
See ya.
All right, bye-bye.